Welcome to Dive Zone, your space to go deeper into English, one episode at a time. If you're enjoying the journey, make sure to like, share, and subscribe so you never miss a deep dive into language learning.
You compare, you lose. That's what we're talking about today. I read this quote last week. The more you compare yourself, the more insecure you are. And it just stuck with me. It made me realize how much of my daily thoughts are wrapped around comparison.
It's one of those truths we need to hear more often. And for everyone listening, remember to stay until the end of this episode. We're going to break down all the English phrasal verbs and expressions we use today. You'll also get real-life examples. And we've made a free PDF for you that you can download in the description.
The PDF has everything, from today's phrases to writing practice and journal prompts that help you apply what we're talking about. It's perfect for improving your English and reflecting on your mindset.
Now let's get into it. Comparison has become so normal that most of us don't even realize we're doing it. It shows up when we scroll social media, hear someone's big life news, or even walk past someone who looks more successful.
Totally. Sometimes I'll be having a good day, feeling fine about where I'm at. And then I come across someone else's post, and it hits me out of nowhere. Suddenly, I feel like I've fallen behind.
That's exactly how it creeps in. And what's wild is that we start measuring ourselves based on other people's timing. We forget that our own path has nothing to do with theirs.
The other day, I saw someone I went to school with talking about buying a house. And instantly, I started to beat myself up. Like, why am I not doing that yet?
And the pressure builds. You get caught up in this mental loop of shoulds. I should be making more. I should be farther along. I should have figured it all out.
I really had to catch myself in that moment. I was spiraling for no reason. And I thought, why am I letting someone else's win make me feel like I'm losing?
That's such a good point. Comparison always takes you out of your own journey. And when you start to focus on what others have, you stop showing up fully for your own life.
I shrink down every time I fall into that. Like, literally, my energy drops. I stop feeling proud of what I've been doing.
I've been there too. Comparison makes you question everything, even the things you were just proud of a moment ago. It's like it erases your progress.
I've even held back from posting or sharing something I'm working on because I felt like someone else already did it better.
That's what it does. It holds you back. You second-guess your ideas, your work, your voice, and eventually, you stop putting yourself out there.
I know. I was ready to launch something last month, but then I saw someone in my space doing something similar, and I froze. I thought, what's the point?
But their success doesn't cancel out yours. There's enough room for both. When you get stuck in that mindset, you start chasing someone else's version of success instead of building your own.
Exactly. And it always leaves you feeling empty because it's not even your dream you're chasing. You're just trying to measure up.
And what's worse is, it doesn't matter how much you achieve. If you're always looking sideways, you'll never feel like you're enough.
It's exhausting. I've had days where I just wanted to unplug completely because my mind wouldn't stop comparing.
That's when you know it's time to pull back. Sometimes taking a break is the best way to reconnect with yourself.
Yeah. I've started to step back when I notice that kind of thinking coming up. I try to ground myself, come back to my values.
And remind yourself that no one's timeline is the same. What's right for them may not be right for you, at least not right now.
It's all about trusting your pace. And honestly, that's harder than it sounds.
It is, especially when you're constantly exposed to everyone's best moments. We're surrounded by highlight reels, and our brain forgets that we're living behind the scenes.
And those reels mess with your perception. You start to think everyone has it figured out except you.
But that's the lie. Everyone's struggling with something. Everyone has doubts. They just don't post that part.
I wish people would post more real stuff. Not just the wins, but the messy middle.
Same. Because growth isn't glamorous. It's uncomfortable. It's slow. And sometimes it looks like nothing's happening at all.
I've also noticed that the more I compare, the less grateful I feel. Like, comparison literally robs me of joy.
It does. It takes your eyes off what you do have and puts them on what you think you lack.
So what do we do? Like, how do we stop?
First, awareness. You can't change what you don't see. Every time you notice yourself comparing, pause. Ask yourself, is this helping me grow, or is it just making me feel worse?
I've started writing it down when it happens, just to get it out of my head.
That's powerful. Writing creates space between you and the thought, and once there's space, you can respond instead of react.
And I remind myself, I don't need to chase their timeline. I don't need to keep up.
That's the shift. From competition to clarity. When you stay in your own lane, you get to define what success means for you.
Yeah, because honestly, I've achieved a lot that younger me would be proud of. But I forget that when I'm caught up in the comparison trap.
We all do. But you can come back to yourself. Every time.
You compare, you lose. But when you focus, you grow. I've been thinking about how much comparison has shaped the decisions I've made. Even the goals I set.
Me too. There was a time when I was chasing a version of success that wasn't even mine. I only wanted it because I saw someone else post about it.
Same. I wanted to prove something. Not to myself, but to the people watching.
And it drains you. Because you're not building from love or purpose. You're building from pressure.
I remember working on something just to keep up. Not because I was excited about it. And it burned me out.
Comparison makes you overextend yourself. You pour all this energy into becoming something that's not even aligned with who you are.
And the worst part is, even when you get it, you don't feel fulfilled.
Because it wasn't your win. It was borrowed. And borrowed dreams never satisfy.
I'm learning to check in with myself more. Like, am I doing this because I want it, or because I saw someone else do it?
That's such an important question. It helps you let go of false goals.
And make space for what actually matters to you.
Exactly. We all want success. But real success is peace, alignment, joy. And you can't get that from comparing.
Comparison always creates distance between you and your peace.
And clarity. Because when you're watching everyone else, your vision gets blurry.
And you start doubting your direction, even if it was clear before.
That's when you know it's time to reset. Unplug, slow down, realign.
I've started doing weekly check-ins, just to make sure I'm still walking toward my own goals, not someone else's.
I love that, because it's easy to drift. But awareness brings you back.
I feel like this conversation is really about freedom. The freedom to grow without pressure, to evolve at your own pace.
It is. Comparison is a cage. Letting go of it is how you start living freely.
I used to get caught up in numbers too. Followers, likes, income, all of it.
I did too. And then one day I realized I was letting numbers decide my worth.
Same. And I was miserable, because no number ever felt like enough.
And it never will. Not if your value is attached to something external.
You have to come back to internal worth. That's the only way to stay grounded.
And connected. To yourself, your values, your why.
It's a process, though. I still slip into comparison sometimes.
We all do. The key is not to stay there. Catch yourself. Come back. Refocus.
Because the longer you stay in that space, the more disconnected you feel.
And the more you forget how far you've come.
That's why I journal, to remind myself of my progress.
Journaling is powerful. And in the PDF we've made for today's episode, there are reflection prompts just for that.
So good. I really hope everyone listening gives themselves the space to reset and reframe.
Because when you stop comparing, you start becoming. We're going to break down the key expressions and phrasal verbs you heard today, plus give you some examples to practice. And don't forget to download the PDF with this episode. It includes everything we cover here, plus journaling prompts and writing exercises.
Let's start with the phrasal verbs we used in the conversation. 1. Get caught up in. To become overly involved in something. Example: I got caught up in comparing myself and lost focus. 2. Catch yourself. To notice and stop yourself from doing something automatic. Example: I had to catch myself before I started spiraling. 3. Pull back. To step away or reduce involvement. Example: I pulled back from social media to protect my peace. 4. Show up. To be present, take action. Example, I want to keep showing up even when I doubt myself. 5. Hold back. To stop yourself from expressing or doing something. Example, comparison made me hold back from sharing my work. 6. Measure up. To meet a certain standard. Example, I felt like I didn't measure up to others in my field. 7. Step back. To pause and reflect. Example, I had to step back and look at my own growth. 9. Slow down. To reduce pace and take things easy. Example, I needed to slow down and reconnect with my values. 10. Overextend. To give too much time or energy. Example, I overextended myself trying to prove my worth. 10. Come back to return mentally or emotionally. Example, I come back to my values when I feel lost.
Now here are a few expressions we used. You compare, you lose. A warning that comparison always leads to insecurity or self-doubting.
Your own lane, your own journey or path in life.
Borrowed dreams never satisfy. Chasing goals that aren't truly yours won't bring fulfillment.
Highlight. The best and most curated parts of someone's life, usually on social media.
Messy middle. The uncomfortable, unseen part of growth that people rarely talk about.
Try using these in your writing or even your own podcast practice. And the PDF has example sentences and space to write your own.
Thanks for joining us. And remember, your timeline is sacred. Your journey is valid. And the more you focus on yourself, the more you'll grow.
Don't forget to grab the PDF and reflect after this. Comparison.
Thanks for watching Dive English Zone. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a like, drop a comment below, and hit that subscribe button so you won't miss any of our upcoming lessons. See you in the next one.